when it comes to white-tailed deer hunting, I don't care who you are. If you're not getting buck fever, well, you're probably not enjoying deer hunting enough. And a lot of times people will ask me, well, do you still get worked up? Oh my gosh, the answer is yes. This entire episode's all about buck fever and going on a wide variety of hunts where you can see just how excited I get. Yeah, I've been out hunting quite a bit, but that doesn't mean I still don't get excited. Buck fever, it's a real thing. And I'm the first person out there that I don't care how many hunts I've done, I get so excited each and every time. Now this isn't for the camera, this isn't anything else. I just love deer hunting. And I think one of the reasons why that is you put so much work into it. You're out filling feeders, you're doing all sorts of things, you're putting in food plots, you're getting ready for that deer season. And when the hunt finally comes together, well, it's not just the animal, but it's all that work that you've put into it, all that time hanging in stands, and finally it works out. And I'm a firm believer of just doing things that take a lot of time. That's not just stepping out the door and going and doing it. I like hanging mock scrapes, going out there, scouting, doing all the work, and then when that big buck comes in, well, of course I'm gonna get excited because I put a lot of time in. And you know what? Since I was a little girl back in central Minnesota, I love deer hunting. Yes, I get excited about elk, I get excited about bear, but white-tailed deer is what I grew up on. And there's nothing that gets me more excited and gives me more buck fever than seeing a big old buck coming right into my setup.
Sportsman's Alliance, our heritage, our fight, protecting hunting from coast to coast.
Did you know that the Sportsman's Alliance has been leading the charge to delist recovered wolves in the Western Great Lakes region from the protections of the Endangered Species Act? Just another fun fact showing you how sportsmen and women are helping make a difference. One of the things I love about whitetail hunting is the fact that you get to go all over the United States. But when it comes to buck fever, well, I get excited regardless of where I'm at. Well, I know most of the time people think hunting's just simple, it just works out. Well, not so much on this hunt. I just added up. We've been sitting in a blind for 91 hours already. No shot yet. That doesn't mean we're in a bad spot. It just means things haven't worked out right. I don't know if blind fever's a real thing, but I'm pretty sure I'm getting it here pretty soon. So I hope it comes together. When it does, it'll be that much better. Just hoping it actually does come together at some point here soon. Well, I canceled trips that were coming. I moved everything around so I could stay there. Now, one of the issues I was running into is I hadn't been aggressive enough. I had been hunting for a little over a week straight, and I just kept inching on where I wanted to be, but I didn't want to risk pushing these deer out. Well, now I was confident. I felt I knew what these deer were doing, and I knew exactly where I needed to be. So I picked up that ground blind and moved right to where I should have moved from the beginning. Very first thing that we see coming through, a big old mule deer. His mouth is wide open, running through, and I'm watching him, and I actually had my little camera filming him out the side window, so our big camera's set up front, and all of a sudden, I see tine. We're talking nice set of antlers right there. I'm at 5 feet from the blind. I pulled that camera back in and I said, shoot her, shoot her, shoot her. And I set my camera down. Brad got on it, and all of a sudden, this beautiful buck just takes his time walking through the grass. And as he's coming through, my heart is just pounding. Now, what I did do, which wasn't very smart, is I was keeping my decoy a little bit too far away. Usually I like it about 15 yards. Well, it was out there about 30 yards, which was giving me a little bit longer shot. And as this buck came, well, he swung wide around that tree, and I knew this is my shot. I got to full draw, just kind of waited for him to get by the decoy, and for whatever reason, I thought he stopped. I made a noise, I thought it was over, and I squeezed the trigger. He was still walking. He was just beautiful. Nice tines, a mature deer. He decoyed in perfectly. We saw him the whole way. I just got too excited. Well, things definitely can go wrong, and they just did.
Tip of the Week is brought to you by HHA Sports, the world's #1 selling single pin adjustable bow sight.
One of the reasons I love hunting whitetails so much is because it's a real challenge. Their sense of smell is incredible, and getting within shooting range of a big mature buck, it takes a lot. But I'm a firm believer in creating my own advantages before I ever step into the woods. One of the ways I do this is by spraying down all my clothing with Scent Killer Gold. I do this before I hunt, before I hang stands, and even before I check cameras and put out mock scrapes. To make things even better, the Wildlife Research Center just came out with a Scent Killer Gold with Hunt Dry Technology Plus. It's now 99% effective at stopping replicated human odor for 20 days after drying in testing at Rutgers University. That's right, 20 days. So there's numerous reasons why this can be helpful to you while hunting. First, when it's absolutely freezing temps, you don't have to worry about spraying down that morning. Simply pre-treat your clothing and it will effectively turn your hunting clothes into a high-powered scent elimination suit. Scent Killer Gold attacks a wide range of odors, but most importantly, human odor. You can spray down whatever you decide to wear along with your backpack, boots, any accessories, and you're all set. Another thing I love, they've incorporated a new high output sprayer that will even spray upside down. So put everything to your advantage and give the new Scent Killer Gold with Hunt Dry Technology Plus a try. It's simple. Apply it, dry it, and go hunt.
This segment was brought to you by Boss Buck. For the most user-friendly and dependable feeder on the market, choose Boss Buck feeders. Now you're getting serious. Winchester Deadly Passion is presented by hard-hitting Easton Arrows, Golden Triangle Whitetail, Winchester, the American Legend, National Deer Alliance, HHA Sports, Scent Killer Gold with Hunt Dry Technology. Apply it, dry it, and go hunt. Rage Broadheads, leading the evolution in lethal technology. Convergent Hunting Solutions, where experience, innovation, and passion meet. Sportsman's Alliance, protecting hunting from coast to coast. Engel Coolers, the original high-performance cooler company. And Moose Utility Division, your leader in ATV, UTV accessories.
Sometimes people will ask, well, buck fever comes at all times, but how do you control your nerves? The answer is, I don't. I really can't. I try to keep my composure while it's happening, stay in the moment, but usually after a shot, well, I just fall apart. I'm shaking. Sometimes I'm shaking the entire tree. My whole body is just shaking. But that's what it's about. It's being excited. It's putting that time in. You were able to harvest an animal. You did everything right, and now you're able to fill your freezer. For most hunters, whitetails is what it's about. They love hunting all sorts of things, but when you grow up hunting a specific animal, well, that's what you dream about. As a little girl at 12 years old, I dreamed of someday killing a big buck. I didn't think it would ever happen, and then it started happening, and you know, it's one of those things you can just never quite get over. And you know what, that excitement, yeah, it may only last a few seconds or right after it, but there's so much more to it. Even if I'm not gonna take an animal, I get so excited watching them come in, and even though I may not shoot them, well, it is awesome to know what you've done has made a difference. And then when you squeeze the trigger, well, it's all over after that. Your heart is racing, everything works out. It is just an awesome feeling that honestly, someone who's not a hunter, they just can't understand.
We had 15 minutes left, and we were gonna leave at 1, and I thought 1:15.
It's past 1.
Some people may see video and think, they're just faking it. I think you know by watching the videos that this is no faking it. I'm out there, I'm loving it, I'm enjoying it, and this is true buck fever. As this buck was coming in, well, I was excited because he's probably the biggest Montana buck that I had ever rattled in. But I just couldn't get that shot. One minute I'd have him, the next I didn't. It looked like he was gonna leave, and I thought, no way, I can't lose this buck now. So I decided just to do a soft grunt. I wanted to remind him that there was still a buck in his area, and he did not like it. He ended up turning back around and started heading right toward me. Finally, he was turning and heading to an area where I had a couple openings. I was on my sticks ready, and as soon as he cleared those trees, I took the shot. I'm gonna take him right now.
We just had an absolute giant buck. He came in, he was going back and forth, and I couldn't get a good shot in the trees. He was super close.
Oh, suspense.
Suspense, I didn't think I was ever gonna get the shot. He was so close, yet so far with all these trees.
That was good.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
What a deer.
Whoa.
Look at that.
Wow.
Check that out.
Wow. Nice.
He is bigger than I thought. Look at this, all palmated. When he came into the Rattling horn, my heart was shaking.
I think I could hear your heart beating too.
Oh, that is awesome. What a beautiful buck. We're out here with Powder River Outfitters. We've been rattling this week. We've hit it just perfect once again. Beautiful bucks and tons of them. We rattled this big buck into 50 yards. A mature deer like this, it'd be pretty tough to be stalking him through here, so we brought him to us. What an awesome buck. Oh, I think this is my best Montana buck yet.
This segment was brought to you by Convergent Hunting Solutions. Try their electronic game calls today, featuring Bluetooth technology to work right with your smartphone. Winchester Deadly Passion is presented by Winchester, the American legend. Matthews Archery, catch us if you can. Field and Stream, where traditions begin. ScoutLookWeather.com. Download the free ScoutLook hunting app for your smartphone. Rangemaster Trailers, luxury gone rugged. Master Hand Milling, revolutionizing the range. Reinhardt, the best archery targets in the world. Garmin, enhance your outdoor adventures. Winchester, the American legend. S4 Gear. Sure Shot Jewelry. Check out the Melissa Bachman collection today. And Boss Buck, for the most user-friendly and dependable feeder on the market. Now you're getting serious. Closed captioning is brought to you by Master Hand Milling. 100% tried distillers grain cubes, pellets, and creep feed. Perfect solution for improving your overall herd.
But regardless if I'm hunting with a bow or if I'm hunting with a gun, I get excited when whitetails come in. And on this hunt, I was in South Dakota using a decoy, probably one of my favorite ways to go after whitetails. And I don't care what you're doing, when you have bucks coming in left and right to a decoy, your heart's gonna be pounding. There's that goofy rag buck. He's coming right into the decoy. It wasn't long and we had that goofy rack buck come back through. Now this time he was licking his lips, staring at the decoy, and I thought we might have had him fooled. He would be a perfect deer. But he was just a little too old and a little too smart. Something didn't seem right to him, and he was not having it. Well, I thought it was finally gonna happen. He came right in. I thought he was absolutely committed to our decoy this time, but unfortunately, he just didn't want to come inside bow range. Now, the problem is, he's all keyed up. He's after our decoy. I don't want to be taking a long shot. If he hears any noise at all, he's already going to be spooked and he'll probably jump the string. So I'm really hoping for a 50-yard shot in the end. That's not too much to ask. We've had, I don't know, 20, 30 bucks inside our decoy range, so I'm not sure why he can't come in. After over 10 days of hunting, we had finally spotted that big buck that Cody had been talking about. The one with the double main beam. He was living right in this area, and I knew he was in there pushing deer around. Well, finally, he came down the path, and I thought it was gonna be over. It looked like he was coming right to us. He got into about 70 yards, wasn't having it. Thought for sure he must have heard the grunts, rattling, snort wheeze, something. He saw our decoy, there's no question. But the problem is he didn't come in. I don't know why. I don't know what caused him to turn, what his reasoning was. Didn't want anything to do with it. Kept going. It just didn't work out. There's nowhere I wanted to be more than right here in South Dakota and get one of these bucks. It really came down to, well, maybe a little bit of stubbornness, whatever it is, the determination of putting in all that time. I didn't want to leave yet. But I knew time was ticking and eventually I was gonna have to make a move. Next thing I know, something caught my eye, looked back over toward the decoy, and there was a beautiful buck walking parallel right past my decoy. Now this is exactly what I've been talking about. It's one of those deer, you don't have to think about it, you don't have to talk yourself into it. This was a shooter, and he was right at my decoy. I can't even believe it right now. I mean, this has been tough hunting. We've had big bucks, but it's all been, you know, our moves. My cameraman and I have been moving around, setting up blinds, just trying to figure the deer out. Anyone thinks that patience doesn't pay off, this is it. I've passed some beautiful bucks and I've sat here days on end just about killing myself for passing them. And now it worked out awesome. I could have gone home again another year empty-handed, but not this time. I got it done. Wow, look at the size of these tines. When he came in, all I could see is points. He's a mainframe 8.
just an awesome buck. We've been out hunting at Cody Warren's Warren Ranches, just an incredible whitetail destination and a lot of fun. Probably one of the most rewarding hunts I've ever done. We put in our time, we made the changes, and now I've got an absolutely old, beautiful, mature buck.
This segment was brought to you by Rangemaster Trailers, the ideal combination of rugged durability and luxurious comfort. Built on a lightweight all-aluminum frame, the Rangemaster can be customized for all your hunting adventures. Rangemaster Trailers, luxury's gone rugged. Follow Melissa on Twitter at Melissa Bachman, on Facebook at facebook.com/Winchester Deadly Passion, and Instagram at Melissa_Bachman for behind-the-scenes footage, photos, giveaways, and much more.